Well, guys, once again, good evening and welcome to our speaking exam. Tonight, we are going to have the second part. I hope that most of you have already finished the written section. Well, the written with the reading and the writing, because now we're going to move to our speaking exam. I'm going to tell you what it is about, like in very general terms. Then I'm going to take attendance, and then I'm going to send you to work in your groups. So you can start like having a look at that collaborative part that you are going to present in a moment. Remember that it is divided into two parts. The first part is going to be done individually, although you will be in your groups. This is what we are going to do on the first part. When I go to the groups, I'm going to ask every single one of you 2 questions. You are going to have 40 seconds to answer each question. I'm going to set up the timer. So you start answering the question, and when you listen to the alarm, you have to stop, or otherwise I will have to interrupt you. Keep in mind that that's the amount of time that you have for each answer, 40 seconds. I choose the questions from here, okay? That is like up to me. Then after we do the individual part, we move to the second part. Remember, guys, that you have been already, let's say, assigned to some groups. Some of you already shows. In other cases, I like put you in certain groups. And this is how we're going to be doing the part. Each group will have like a different task to be done. Anyway, I'm going to send you also this to the chat. I know that you already have them, but just to make sure that everybody has the information just in case. Let me send the image to the chat. And there it is. Okay. Group number 1, you are in charge of a conversation where you make arrangements to do something at the weekend. Group number 2, you role play a conversation where you are planning to continue studying English after this course. Group number 3, you talk about what had happened the previous evening. Group number 4, you talk about the most challenging thing that has happened to you. Group number 5, you talk about the last time you were really frightened. That happens. Group number 6, conversation in which you talk about how social manners have changed during the years. And conversation group 7, what's a conversation 7? They talk about tips on how to behave during a special event. So keep in mind, for example, group number 1, you talk about these arrangements. Which one is group number 1? Yes, it, Juliana and Cindy. So keep in mind that based on your number is the situation that you have to take into account to create the conversation. Guys, the conversation, the maximum amount of time for the conversation is 2 minutes. Make sure that one, you respect the time and that during that time, all of you guys participate. Make sure that everybody participates. If one person takes more time, then you're going to like steal time from your other classmates, and that's not the intention. The idea that you collaborate each other, not like to show off, okay? Well, we have already discussed the parameters. We're going to start in a moment. I haven't taken attendance. Don't forget, guys, the camera should be on when we go to the speaking part. When we finish the speaking part, you can leave. That's like everything. And well, I know that Laura Juliana already told you, we only have one day off. That is tomorrow. We would start B1.3 on Monday. Okay? Guys, I would like to know if you have any question if while I take attendance. You will let me know in case that you have any question.
Yes, teacher.
There's some, okay. Yes.
I'm present.
Yes, okay.
Which part is first, individual or group part?
I send you to the groups, and then
Yeah.
when I go to the groups, I begin with the individual part.
Okay.
And then immediately we move to the collaborative part.
Okay, there's it.
Okay, yes, good. Keiner Baez.
I'm here, teacher.
Okay, William, you raise your hand.
Teacher, las preguntas el orden del grupo es aleatorio, ¿cierto?
Sí, señor.
Ah, ok, vale. Solamente tenía eso.
Okay. Jean-Claude Barrera.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Yesid Calderón.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Sorry, let me move something here. Natalia Camargo.
Present, teacher.
Okay. William Castrillón.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Andrés Camilo Correa.
Hi, teacher, present.
Okay, hi. Andrés Corredor.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Silvia Natalia Cuellar.
Hi, teacher, present.
Hi, Silvia. Johan Alberto Duque.
Present, teacher. Hi.
Okay, hello. Elkin Darío Fernández.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Julián Jesús Figueroa.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Janet Valentina Fontecha.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Carlos Andrés Galán.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Mabel y Juliet Gamboa.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Cindy Juliana García. Well, Cindy is not here tonight. José Alejandro Gómez.
Here, teacher.
Okay. Lizeth Carolina Tarazona.
Present, teacher.
Good. And Brian Camilo Vargas.
Present, teacher.
Okay, very good. Well, guys, it may be a little bit obvious, I guess, but if one of your classmates is not here or maybe the person doesn't participate, well, you don't include that person in the speaking part. Probably the person had a situation and hopefully we can manage to arrange it eventually. I'm gonna create the breakout rooms. The idea, guys, is that you go to the group, the room, sorry, that corresponds to your number, right? Here we have 7 rooms. I'm gonna give you first 10 minutes, okay? Guys, when you go to the breakout rooms, the idea is that you start working immediately on the general aspects that you will use in the collaborative part. Of course, It's not like to practice the individual part. I choose the questions at random. You already know what we're going to do. So when you get sorry to the groups, start working immediately on the collaborative part. As William was already like pointing out, remember that this order is just like for me to assign you this part in particular, but I will choose whichever group I want. Just in case maybe you consider that you are ready, let me know. And then I would go to your group. If I take more time to go to your group, it's because probably I'm already busy with another group. So let's be patient, okay? Well, guys, I hope that everything just runs smoothly. And let's start. First, that you can share your screen, of course. Now let's start.
Teacher,
Yes?
es que no he podido incluir en el grupo, unirme.
Pues digamos que en este caso ustedes escogen el grupo, por decirlo así. Andrés Correa. ¿En cuál grupo estás?
Ah, no,
En-
profe,
Tres.
yo estoy en el
Yo-
7, profe.
Igual,
Pero no me
teacher.
llevó a la sala, ¿no? O sea, no sé, era...
No, porque en este caso ustedes escogen la sala. Salen las salas y ustedes escogen la sala en la que quieren entrar. Es diferente como en otros casos que yo les, digamos, impongo la sala. En este caso están las
ya.
salas y ustedes escogen.
Ah, ok,
Ay,
ya.
a mí no me aparece. ¿Dónde se mira eso? Estoy como...
A ver, venga, lo envío entonces, sí. Porque como
Yo,
a mí me sale diferente a como les debe
dale,
salir a
profe.
ustedes. Decir ¿qué sala está? Recuerden, la primera.
La 1, primera.
Ah, ya,
Listo,
profe,
Gracias, teacher.
ya vi dónde, gracias. Qué pena.
listo, no problem. Y José, ¿te pasa lo mismo? Ah, José, sí, ya, Jessy, ya, listo.
no.
Ah. Hello,
What?
guys. I'm here.
It's
Hi,
because we are the last group.
No, actually, the last group is number 7.
Ah, there are 7 groups.
There are 7 groups.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
because some of them are like working in pairs, so that's the reason why. Well, guys, welcome back. Look at the bright side. That means that you're going to finish early tonight. You don't have to
Yes.
stay until 10 p.m. So
Yeah.
there's always a silver lining. We're gonna begin with the speaking part, of course. Remember that I am going to choose 2 questions for every single one of you, and that for each question you are going to have 40 seconds to answer them. When you listen to the timer, that means that you have to stop, otherwise I will have to interrupt you. And well, don't forget to turn your camera in the moment that corresponds to your intervention. So I'm going to start with Lisette.
Okay.
Let's turn your camera on.
Mm. Please wait a minute. No sé qué
Okay.
pasa.
We start with the first speaking, with the speaking group, the group speaking? Or
No,
speaking
the individual part.
The individual part? Oh,
So I'm going to start with Lisette.
Okay.
Okay. Lisette, the first question that I want to ask is question number 2. It says, are you ambitious?
Okay. Yes, I think I am, because I am always thinking, or I am always looking for a way to be better, and I always have a goal. And if I finish it, I start working in another one.
Okay, very good. And then I'm going to ask you question number 6. Question number 6 says, do you think it's always wrong to tell lies? When is it acceptable?
Well, I think it's always wrong, because tell a lie takes you to tell another lie, and it grows all the time. So I think there's no one moment where it can be acceptable.
Okay, Lisette, thank you very much. That's your intervention for the moment. Let's move now to Elkin. You are the next one.
okay, teacher, I'm so nervous, but let's start with this.
It's gonna
Do
be
you,
fine.
excuse me, I don't turn on my, okay, yeah.
There you
Do
are.
you
Elkin.
see me?
I see you now. Good, Elkin.
Okay,
I'm
teacher.
going to start with question number 4. You have 40 seconds to answer it. Which job would you like to do? And explain.
Okay, which would you like to do? I would like to work like a software architect, because it's my dream, become a great software architect in a certain future, certainly future, and because okay, I the software the software architect, it's the first step to create the software, and is the most important person in a project
Okay, I have
because
to stop you,
he
Elkin. Time's up. 40
okay, teacher.
seconds, remember. Okay, well,
Okay, thank
remember.
you.
Yeah, we have a time frame.
Okay,
I would like to ask you now question number 10, Elkin. What would you do on your ideal night out? Keep in mind, 40 seconds.
okay, in my ideal night out, and I don't go out, I prefer to stay at home, because in my home I had all that I need, and I have my computer, I have my watch, my screen, excuse me. I played with my friends all the night, until midnight, excuse me, and that's all, I think.
Okay, Elkin, great. Thank you very much. That's all from you, of course, this individual part, and now it's Natalia's turn.
Okay, teacher.
I don't see you yet. It's still all dark.
Huh?
I don't see you yet. Oh, now
No?
I see you. Now I see you, yeah.
Okay.
Don't worry, I see you now. Okay, Natalia. Remember, 40 seconds per answer. I'm gonna start with question number 1. Think of 2 ways of getting ahead in your career.
2 ways. When I am a farmer, and 2 ways. Maybe I have my own company of sell organic aliments, maybe,
Hmm?
or or I don't know. No. Oh, I can
Well, Natalia, let's keep it in 1 because I have to interrupt you now to move to the next question.
okay, teacher.
I would like to ask you now question number 9. Of course, very general terms, not like a very detailed answer because only 40 seconds.
Okay,
What's
teacher.
the most disappointing movie you have ever seen?
Okay. Maybe Avatar 2. I think is a very long film. Eh, I think they could shorter a bit the film, and it would have been excellent. I don't know. It's very long for me. A long time.
Okay, thank you, Natalia. Very good. Well, guys, it's time now to move to the collaborative part. You guys are group number 6. In your case, you had to create a conversation when you talk about how social manners have changed in the years. Guys, remember that you have 2 minutes for the 3 of you. Make sure that you edit or you already organize your ideas, of course. And similar to the, adjusting the timer, and similar to the previous part, when you listen to the alarm, that means that you have to stop, otherwise I would have to interrupt you, okay? Any
Okay.
questions about the instructions?
No.
Well, I'm
No,
gonna turn
teacher.
my camera off, also the microphone, so you feel a little bit less, I hope, pressured. So let's start.
Okay. Guys, I was talking with my grandmother and we were discussing how manners have changed during the last years. What do you think about it?
It's definitely an interesting topic. So what do you think, Nata? What do you think are the biggest change in social manners that we've seen presently?
Okay. Oh, yes, customs have really changed a lot. For example, in the past, men gave up their seat to women when they were on the bus.
Yes, it's true. And men were more gentlemen. They opened the car's door and they asked their parents for permission to go out with a girl.
Okay, well, I think one of the biggest change has been shift towards, thanks by technology by this sport, and towards more informal communication, especially in digital realm, testing social media and other online platforms, and have made it easier than ever to communicate with each other quickly and coincidentally or causally with other people, often pass the lines between formal communication and informal interactions, excuse me.
Yes, I completely agree. People now write much more informally than before, and with very bad spelling. And in some case, they may even use emojis to convey emotions or tone.
Well, there are many things that have changed so far. Imagine that changes that will come after.
Exactly. Excuse
Okay.
me.
Excuse
Exactly. It's
me.
interesting.
I have to
My
interrupt you,
sister.
Elkin. I always interrupt you, actually. Okay, guys, very good. Time's up. Well, you managed everybody like to participate. It was very good that you like gave the word, you gave your opinion, and then you changed to the other. So it felt like it was a conversation. Actually, that was the good thing. From the first part, very general things. Lisette, very good. Quite sure. Maybe you could expand like 2 or 3 more extra seconds of your answers. I know that I said 40 seconds, so maybe you were worried not to like expand too much, but then it was like a little bit low. But your answers were good. Just like I know that you can say like 5 more seconds extra of information. The opposite of Elkin. Elkin also, it's part of how you communicate. Of course, you talk a lot, and that's fine, of course. Just I don't know, maybe you were nervous. You said architect, but it is architect. I'm sure that you realized
Architect,
the
yes.
pronunciation, right? And Natalia, you said they could shorter the movie. They could shorten with N. That's the verb. Shorter is the adjective, but with your idea, you were meaning the action, right? But it was very good. Guys, in general, well, excellent. Of course, I'm not gonna take a lot of time on this part. Laura and I have to like upload the grades to the system as fast as possible so we can start on Monday. Be ready to check your grades on the system, okay? That's
Okay,
it for
teacher,
tonight.
thank you.
Guys, perfect.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
teacher.
Bye.
See you on Monday. Bye.
See you on Monday, teacher. Bye.
Teacher.
Good evening, guys.
Hello, teacher.
How are you? Oops. The camera
Fine,
is
thank
already
you for
on.
asking.
Good already.
I'm
Okay,
sure that
moment.
you are, guys. Very good. So I'm gonna set up the timer. We're gonna start first with the individual part, and then we move to the collaborative part. Cindy didn't log in, right?
No, not yet.
Okay, well, hopefully, well, I'm sure that she will communicate to Laura Juliana. Now we have time anyway to solve those things. Let me write down your names in here. I was with another group, so that is why it took more time.
Teacher, it's only 2 minutes?
The conversation, yes.
Okay, sure.
But as I was telling you, we're going to start with the individual part. So I'm going to start with Julian Jesus. Could you turn your camera on, please?
Let me put the camera.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Okay, Julian, there you are. Remember that for each question, you have 40 seconds to give your opinion. Okay. Julian, I'm going to start asking you first question number 3. Of course, very short like information because it's only 40 seconds. Talk about your career. Why did you choose it? 40 seconds, go.
Well, I didn't choose career yet. Well, I chose a career when I was in Venezuela. But you know, but the situation, I was to travel to here. But I was studying. I studied engineering and communication engineering, and it's like electronic engineering, but for around the the telecommunication.
Okay, I have to stop you, Julian. Sorry, the 40 seconds are up. But okay, You talked about the decision that you made when you were in Venezuela. Good. And now I would like to ask you question number 11. Remember, 40 seconds. 11 says, is nightlife changing where you live? In what ways?
I don't know because I now living here, but I not get out too much. The sometimes when I get out with friends is normally, but I haven't enough time to have a fact or an opinion to to s- s- to tell you if it's changing or if changed.
Okay, great. Thank you, Julian. And now I'm gonna ask Jessie to turn your camera on. It's your turn for the individual part. Okay, Jessie, there you
Teacher.
are. I'm gonna start with question number 5. Jessie, remember 40
Number
seconds
5.
for your answer. Yes. Tell me something about your last holiday.
My last holiday was 3 years ago. I went to Chicago with my girlfriend. We went to visit my one old friend. We stayed for 3 weeks in Chicago. After we go New York. In the last one, in the last weekend, we went Miami. This that was in December and September, October. Sorry, October, November, and December.
Okay, that's it. Thank you very much. And then I'm gonna ask you now question number 6. Do
Number
you
6.
think it's always wrong to tell lies, and when is it acceptable? 40 seconds.
One moment. I think it always wrong to tell lies because sooner or later the truth will be no. We know. You, you understand, teacher? Say lie ever is bad because some the people know the the truth.
Okay. Thank you, Jessica. Well, guys, let's move now to the conversations. In your case, you have to talk about arrangements to do, make arrangements to do something at the weekend. Remember, for this part, the conversation is up to 2 minutes, and similar to the previous part, in case that you take more time, then I have to interrupt you. Okay? So, Julian, it's now your turn to turn the camera on, so we can have the conversation. And I'm gonna turn mine off. So, guys, let's start. 2 minutes.
Okay. Sorry, el anuncio. Hello, Jesse. Hello, Jesse. How are you doing?
Thanks for asking. And you, Julian?
I'm good. I'm good. What do you do?
Nothing. Just thinking about the exam that I'm going to do this weekend. I believe I'm very busy. I think that I will be studying at the weekend. At the week, sorry.
Oh, no, it's really boring. But no problem. I'm trusting you will be the best. But I will like hanging out with you. I have been very busy this week and I was stalling in the bus. I'm very stressful.
Oh, really, Julian? That was bad. What do you think if we got out for a beer this weekend, and after shall we go to the party?
Yeah, bro. It would be very nice for me. I want to tell you many things that happened to me this week. And obviously, we can meet some new people, you know.
Oh, okay, bro. We can meet in Zona Rosa this Saturday at 9 p.m. if you want. Remember that I have to sound earlier.
Ready, ready. We are going to celebrate your grade.
Oh, Julian, see you on this Saturday.
See you soon, bro.
Hey,
I'm
bye.
very lucky for your exams.
Thanks. Thanks, Julian. Have a good week.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
all, teacher.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to tell me. I didn't want like to interrupt your performance. Okay, guys, very good. You conveyed the meaning. You talked about the arrangements of the weekend. Let's say the pronunciation busy. You said busy.
Busy.
And Julian, you said we can meet. And then just it said we can meet. So meet, because met would be like the past, but we're using the model, so we can make like that transformation. And from the first part, the individual part, you said, Julian, that you chose, that you had like, you said, I chose, making reference like, I know you said I choose, but choose is irregular, so it's chose. I think that maybe you were using like the pronunciation of regular, but choose is irregular. And you said, I was to travel. In that case would be, I had to travel, or because I traveled, making reference that you came here. And the pronunciation is studied. You said studied. Studied. Se me escapó también algo mal. Studied. Very good. And well, this is when you were talking about your vacations. Well, I know that you were traveling, but you said, we went, like, go, like 4 times, maybe visited, traveled to, talking about flying, because I'm sure that you also flew, and that would be it from
Studied?
this. Yeah, stayed. Yeah, so like to, of course, you were traveling, and at the end of the day, you went, but the idea is like to vary a little bit more and not to use like the same verb. In meaning, it's okay, but like it's B1, you know, like we have to manage to vary a little bit more. Okay, guys, that was it. Be ready like to check your grades in the system to start on Monday by 1.3. Okay,
Okay, teacher.
guys, have a good
Good night.
weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye, teacher.
Bye-bye. Listo, Julián.
Listo, Calis. A casita.
Good evening, guys.
Hi, teacher.
How's everything?
Hi, teacher. Thank you. We need to on our cams, yes?
Yeah, but let's say that because we're going to start with the individual part. So for the moment, like individual, and then the moment of the conversation. Just to refresh your memory, in the individual part, I choose the 2 questions. For each question, you have 40 seconds. Okay. So when the time's up, or you have already finished, or I have to interrupt you. Because, well, time has to be like respected in order to go to the other groups. Well, I'm taking advantage, Keiner, that your camera is already on. I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask you first question number 2. Keiner.
2.
Yes, are you ambitious? I'm gonna begin with
Okay,
Keiner.
teacher. Yes, I consider myself an ambitious person. When I have my birthday 20, I start to study more because I look that my other friends of classmates start to have their own business and their own facilities. And I understand that I lost my way, and I start to get early, study more, try to learn a different language and improve my abilities in this language and
Okay,
look for some studies.
good, Kainer. I had to interrupt you. Well, that was question number 2. I want to ask you question number 9. Of course, in very general aspect, because the time frame is really reduced. What's the most disappointing movie you have ever seen?
This year I have a movie that I don't like it. That was Ant-Man and the Quantumania, because I think it's a childhood movie that remind me the movie of Lava Girl of Mini Spice, and I think it's the same scenery, and I don't see a new technology or a new thematic of in this movie, and I think the cinema of superheroes was hateful in this year.
Okay, Kainer, thank you very much. That's all from you, of course, from this first individual part. Gerson, now it's your turn. I would like to ask you first question number 3. It says, talk about your career. Why did you choose it? Remember that you have 40 seconds.
Okay, teacher. When I was a child, my dad had a truck, and I used to play with engines component. So I in this moment I feel or I grow a feel in me towards mechanical components. So the same moment I would like, or I had I have been search about these components, and I choose mechanical engineer like my career.
Okay, good. That's it. I would like to ask you now question number 10. Sorry. What would you do on your ideal night out?
Okay. My ideal night, I would like to stay in a farm, hopefully with in this place with my relative and my girlfriend, and have a good moment. I would like to play table games, drinks, and share with my relative, and stay quality moment.
Okay. Thank you very much. Well, guys, we're going to move now to the collaborative part. So your group number 4. In your case, guys, your conversation is about the most challenging thing that has happened to you. Remember, guys, that you are going to have 2 minutes, similar to the previous exercise. When time's up, then I have like to interrupt you. And then that would be the end of this speaking part. So I'm going to turn my camera off, so maybe you don't feel pressure, I hope. So let's begin.
Okay, teacher, thank you. Hi, Keiner, how are you?
Hi, Gerson. I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Fine, too. Yesterday, I was thinking about the most challenging thing that happens to me, and I thought to me the more challenging thing was when I was in my university. And you, what do you think?
I agree with you. I think for me now, the most challenging is study at 2 universities. I study in the morning and then I study at night, and it's hard to wake early, and then it's hard to sleep late at night, and things like lunch in your university or food in the street as the most difficult things for me, or try to learn in a public place are helpful. I don't know if you think the same way.
Okay, I think the same. For me, the most difficult thing was stay studying too late, and eventually I go to bed late, and the next day I I had way up early. So for this I think university was the most difficult challenge for me. I think or I would like ask about your careers. What do you study?
I study contact center BPO bilingual at Confenalco University, and at night I study English for reinforce my main career. And you, what do you study?
Okay, Keiner.
I have to interrupt you
I
guys.
am. Thank you.
You're about to finish? You're about to finish or you
Yes,
have more to say? Sorry, Gerson.
I was saying. Thank you, Keiner. I am thanking. Thanks.
The sound breaks off, right, Heiner?
Yes, I think she's all teacher because
Oh,
the
¿podemos seguir?
Gerson, there was a problem with your sound at few moments, like the voice like broke down, and then in the last part, like I don't know what you said 5 seconds ago because the sound got like breaking. That was the thing. But you were about, well, anyway, after 2 minutes when you were when Keiner was asking Gerson what he was studying, that was 2 minutes. Okay.
Yes,
But I think
it's not a problem. I think the conversation was grateful.
yeah, actually, indeed it was. You completed the aspects talking about the challenges that you have faced lately. Well, guys, in general, it was pretty good. Probably in terms of pronunciation, when we were talking about past, again, when I was asking you the question number 2, let me go back in here. Well, I don't remember the question by heart. Talking about being ambitious, you said, I start to study, but based on the context, I started to study, like the pronunciation of the pasts. Also, when I was asking Gerson question number 3, when you were talking about your experience playing with those the parts of trucks, you said, I feel, but you were talking about that moment of your life, right? I felt. So it was more like in terms of pronunciation because the context was past, but in some cases, like the pronunciation led to think that we were talking about present. And yes, you said table games. Talking about chess or parchís, things like that? That was from question number 10.
Yes, teacher.
Board games, not table, board. In Spanish sería juegos de mesa because table is mesa. But it's board games in English, okay? But guys, it was really good.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Remember, guys, that we are going to start B1.3 on Monday. So I'm sure that Laura Juliana will let you know when the grades are on the system. That's all for tonight, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a good night and good weekend. Bye.
Good weekend, guys. Take care.
Bye, Keiner.
Bye, Gerson.
Good evening, guys.
Hi, teacher.
How are you?
Hi, teacher.
How's everything? There you are. Very good. Well, guys, we're going to start with the individual part, okay? Just to refresh your memory, I am going to choose 2 questions. You have 40 seconds to answer each question. Well, I have the timer, of course, so when you listen to the alarm, that means that you have to stop, or maybe I have to interrupt you. Well, it's not because I don't want you to continue talking, but it's because time frame, you know? Then after that part, we will move to the collaborative part where you're going to share the conversation that you have created, okay?
Yes, teacher.
So on that sense, let's start with the individual part. I'm going to start with Jose Alejandro.
Okay.
Jose, I would like to ask you first question number 1. Think of 2 ways of getting ahead in your career.
Okay, my career is history and archivist. So one way is be a professor of school or university. So you have to do a master or something to improve your abilities in pedagogy. Pedagogy. And the second one is archivist, because in our career we
Jose,
work
I have to
with. interrupt
you.
Okay.
Sorry, 40 seconds. I'm going to ask you now question number 6.
Okay.
Do you think it's always wrong to tell lies? When is it acceptable?
Okay, I think that tell lies is always wrong, because it's better talk with the person directly and solve the problems, because the lies accumulate problems, accumulate more and more problems.
Okay, Jose, thank you very much. Now I'm going to continue with Carlos.
Okay, thank you,
Yes,
teacher.
teacher.
Okay. Well, Carlos, I would like to start asking you first question number 2. You have 40 seconds to share if you are ambitious and to explain.
Okay, teacher, in my case, I am ambitious. For example, in my academic part, I am ambitious because in this moment is very competition for obtain a good job.
Okay, thank you very much. A more like laid down question, Carlos, number 10. What would you do on your ideal night out?
Okay, in my case, I prefer relax activities with my wife and some friends, some coffee and dinner until midnight. I don't like stay later because I like sleep.
Okay, Carlos. Thank you very much. That will be it for the individual part. And last but not least, we have Jeanette.
Yes, teacher.
Well, Jeanette, let's start with question number 4. Which job would you like to do? And explain 40 seconds.
Okay, teacher. I would like to uh, a manager or a industrial industrial part of the of the country because I'm an industrial engineer and I like a lot of part of the um, uh, um, I like a lot sorry a business part of the economy.
Okay. I have to interrupt you, Jeanette, sorry. Hands up. for the first question. And I would like to ask you now question number 7. How would you like to change TV and or radio in your country? Of course, in very general terms. 40 seconds.
Okay, I would like to change on TV the notice, all the notice or the majority of the notice are about issues of the country. That is good, it's important, but I think are a lot of things happy, interesting, and good about persons like writers, musicians, new musicians, and that's
Good timing. Thank you, Jeanette. Okay, very good, guys. So your group number 7. That means we're going to move to the collaborative and the final part. In your case, your conversation was about how to behave on a social event. Similar to the previous activity, I'm setting the timer. You have, in this case, 2 minutes to convey the whole conversation. When there is around like 30 seconds left, I send a message letting you know that you have 30 seconds left. And then when the 2 minutes are up, well, I'm gonna interrupt you, okay? And that will be the end of the speaking part. I'm going to turn my camera off, so probably you feel less pressured, I hope. So, well, guys, let's start.
Okay, teacher.
okay. Hello, guys. I was recently invited to a wedding, and I would like to know what tips do you recommend me for behave it?
Okay, hello, Jeanette. For me, the most important aspect is to be according to the type of event. For example, in a wedding, it's very important to dress according to the code request in the invitation. In many occasions, it's necessary to rent one. Additionally, it's very important to participate in their activities, for example, dancing. And for me, it's the most important aspect. I don't know, Jose.
Okay, well, I think that if you are attending a special event, it's important to behave appropriately and respectfully towards the occasion and especially the family. My grandmother's always says that you have to be punctual, so you have to remind them to arrive on time or even a little early to me. Also, it is customary to bring a gift for the person whom is celebrated. Something practical like a book or a watch will never fail. But what do you think, Jeanette?
Oh, Jose, I think a book is good. I also saw that the rules of the invitation was not bring children, so I will leave my baby with the babysitter. I will practice to it currently. Do not bother the other guests. And thank you for your recommendations, guys. I'll keep them in mind.
Okay, Jeanette.
Okay, see
Wish
you.
you a good time at the party.
Okay, good timing. Nice. Okay, guys, very good. I'm gonna provide like a very general feedback. The conversation, well, you conveyed the topic that was assigned, talking about those tips. Just a little thing of pronunciation. So, Jose, punctual, no pun, punk. Both
Punctual.
are like an A.
Punctual. Okay,
Punctual.
teacher.
Okay, very good. And it was in plural, Jeanette, guests, because guest looks like singular. Well, that is sometimes it's tricky to get it, you know. And you said the rules was, I think that you meant the rules were, because we were talking about like plural, right? Good. And from the first part, well, Jose, that was pretty good. Carlos, the pronunciation, midnight, when we were talking about question number 10, talking about the ideal night out, right? And you say, I like to sleep. We can say, I like to sleep or I like sleeping. Whatever you prefer, it's gonna be perfect, okay? Well, in the first question, you know, like you, I don't know, you were maybe a little bit nervous, you confused a little bit.
Yes, teacher.
I think that happens. And in question number 7, talking about how to change TV, you said the notice, but remember that to say noticias is the news. Because you said the notices, maybe she's talking about the news. That's what she's referring to. But of course, guys, in general aspects, it was really good. Well, as you know, we only have tomorrow as a day off because on Monday we begin B1.3. So I'm sure that Laura Juliana will let you know when the grades are ready so you can check them on the system. So that is all for tonight, guys. Thank you very much.
Okay, teacher.
Have a good weekend. Bye.
See you, teacher.
Thanks.
Bueno, chaito, gracias.
Wow.
Like, relax.
No fui yo, no fui yo, no fui yo.
Actually, yes. Hello, guys. How are you?
Hello, teacher.
I'm sure that you are ready. Like you are just practicing and repeating and repeating and repeating that. It's like,
Yes.
and look at the bright side. You don't have to wait until 12 p.m. There must be a group that is going to be the last one, but it's not going to be your case. Great.
Okay, teacher.
Well, guys, we're going to begin with the individual part. I'm going to ask every single one of you 2 questions. You have 40
Okay.
seconds to answer each question, okay? I would have to interrupt you in case that 40 seconds are up and you haven't finished answering, so I have to interrupt you. And then after that, we will
Okay.
move to the collaborative part, okay?
Okay, teacher.
Well, let's start with Sylvia. There you are. Don't forget.
Okay.
So, Sylvia, I would like to start asking you first question number 2. Are you ambitious? Explain, 40 seconds.
I'm competitive and I think that makes me ambitious. So yes, I'm very ambitious about my work and my like my goals. So yes, I'm ambitious.
Okay, Sylvia, thank you very much. I would like to ask you question number 11. It says, it's not life-changing where you live, in what ways?
Okay, I live in Barranca. So Barranca is a very small town. So pandemic helps to open more restaurants and places to go to visit, and like Mexican restaurant. But I think the problem is that still like the restaurants and the places close very early. That's not change. So I think.
Okay, Sylvia, thank you very much. Jean-Claude, it's your turn. I would
Okay,
like
teacher.
to ask you first, question number 4. It says, which job would you like to do? And explain, 40 seconds.
The job I would like to do is a job where I have that I have time to spend with my family and my friends, and a job which give me a freedom, and I can grow up as person and professional person. Yes.
Okay. It was about to ring.
Okay.
I would like to ask you now question number 6. Do you think it's always wrong to tell lies? When is it acceptable?
In some situations, I think is necessary tell lies because it's not good hurt the feelings, the feelings, the other people feelings. Yes. I think in this situation is necessary to tell lies, little lies, little lies.
Okay, Jean-Claude, thank you very much. Well, Magali, now it is your turn. I would like to ask you first question number 5.
Fine.
Tell me something about your last holiday. 40 seconds to sum it up.
In my last holiday, I went to pool party with my boyfriend in my apartment, and I really love it.
Okay, Magali. Thank you. I would like to ask you question number 12. Are there differences in manners between generations in your country? One example, at least.
For me, the manners, they haven't changed. I think they are still the same manners because I consider that Colombia is a very traditional country.
Okay, Ali, thank you very much. Well, guys, let's move to the collaborative part. You are group number 2. So you had a regular conversation in which you are planning to continue studying English after this course. In this case, guys, remember that you're going to have 2 minutes, similar to the previous part. In case that you haven't finished, well, when the 2 minutes are up, that means that I have to interrupt you. Okay, that would be it. I'm going to turn my camera off so you don't feel any type of extra pressure, I hope. So let's begin, guys. The microphone is off, Jean-Claude.
Qué pena, qué pena, qué pena. Hello, girls. How did you like the English course?
Hello, Dan. I really like it. I feel that I have improved my English skills.
Okay. I think Canada is the best place and it's cheaper. What do you think, girls?
For me, I love the classes, but I think I need to improve my English, my speaking skills. So I want to try to go to another country like England and start to improve my English skills.
Okay, it's a good place, Jan, but I would like to go to Australia because I love the scenery, and I think that Australia's culture is more interesting.
Yes, but for me, the British accent is very, very difficult. But I love the London culture and their passion for the football.
Okay.
Okay, but I really love the English accent.
Don't
Guys, would you like to go to the agency tomorrow and schedule an appointment?
Okay, perfect. See you tomorrow at 8 a.m. in Cabecera.
Okay, yes,
Okay,
that's perfect.
of course.
See you tomorrow.
Okay.
Bye.
See you tomorrow, girls. Bye bye.
Bye.
Okay, I didn't want to scare you with the time when I sent the 30-second, like you said, okay, bye, bye, see you, bye. Like, I know, well, the idea was like to letting you know, but I didn't want to scare you in that way. Okay, guys, very good, you continue talking. I think that the second intervention of Jean-Claude didn't match what Mali had said, right?
Ah, como que no concordaba
A little. Yeah,
Sí.
because she said, what do you think about the English course? And then you said, I think Canada is a good place. Like, and then Sylvia
okay.
said, I really like it, but I think I need to go to I think that maybe it was Mabel y Sylvia and then Jean-Claude. No, Mabel y Jean-Claude and Sylvia, because of how the conversation
Sí,
was
como
organized.
organizarlo, estructurarlo mejor.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sí,
because I said like,
entiendo.
Yes,
Jean-Claude was
teacher.
already talking about Canada, but then Sylvia was talking about the course here in Colombia. So like, something like that. But okay,
Yes,
guys, good, you managed to convey the idea that was assigned. The first part was really good. Maybe Emily was a little bit too like straight to the point, like 25 seconds, your answers, more or less. Maybe you could expand a little bit more, like 5, 7 more seconds of opinion. But of course they were correct, but the thing is that maybe you could like say a little bit more. And Jean-Claude, when we were talking about question number 4, and then you would like to do, you said that I can grow, like you said, grow like in past,
okay.
that I can
Okay.
grow.
Okay,
That would be the idea of that part. Well, and culture, Jean-Claude, the pronunciation.
Culture.
But it was really good, guys, as usual. Remember that we only have tomorrow as day off, and we begin B1.3 on Monday. So be ready to check your grades on the system. And that's all for today.
Okay, teacher. Thank you.
Guys,
Okay,
thank
teacher.
you.
Thank
See you on
you.
Monday. Bye.
Teacher,
Teacher,
y
thank you.
las preguntas estaban muy filosóficas. Eso estamos viendo. Estaban muy existencialistas esas preguntas.
Esa es la idea, que no sean como tan fáciles de buscar en Google.
Sí, sí.
Además,
Sí.
yo sé que no lo hacen, pero pues no está de más.
Nos
Well,
pusimos
guys,
para debatir sobre eso.
good. It was a good thing.
Bye, teacher. Have a good night.
Bye,
Bye.
See you
teacher.
on Monday.
teacher.
Bye. Good evening, guys.
Hi, teacher.
How are you doing?
Hi, teacher.
How's everything? Ready?
Yes. The
Friday.
okay. Okay. Ready.
Mhm. Okay,
Now
you
we
are
are
not,
ready.
now you are ready, okay. You are not the last group. There is one group that it is going to be the last one. But well, I hope that you had time to practice pronunciation as well as much as possible. Well, guys, we're going to begin with the individual part. Let me refresh your memory. I'm going to choose 2 questions from here. You have 40 seconds to answer each question. When time's up and you haven't finished, then I have to like interrupt you, okay? That is how it works. And then we move to the collaborative part. That's
Okay.
how we begin. So, William, let's begin with you. Let's take advantage that your camera is already on. I would like to ask you first, question number 5. Tell me something
Question.
about your last holiday.
Okay. My last holiday was last year in May. It was in Boston, Massachusetts. I spent there like 4 months. I was working and also traveling. It was amazing because I met a lot of people. Now they are my friends.
Okay, really great. I would like to ask you now, question number 12. Question number 12 says, are there differences in manners between generations in your country? Give examples, well, as much as you can cover in 40 seconds, of course.
Okay. I search manners, but now I don't remember what it means.
Oh no.
Teacher, can you help me? But is
Manners is a little bit related to behavior.
okay, yeah. That's what I think. Okay. There difference in manners between generations in your country? Yes, of course. In Colombia, I think young people now are a little bit open mind because, for instance, my grandfathers, they are Christians and they think so different from me. So my mind is a little bit open and they don't accept difference in politics, difference in religions, difference in things like that. So I think with the
Time is
time,
up.
people. Okay.
Sorry, well, I have to interrupt you. Thank you very
It's
much.
okay.
Those are your 2 questions. Well, Andres, now it is your turn. I'm gonna ask you first question number 6. Do you think it's always wrong to tell lies? When is it acceptable? 40 seconds, Andres.
Uh, Always, I think is if you tell always lies, I think is a big problem because you are not telling also the truth, and people doesn't know, will don't know the reality. Uh, when is acceptable to telling lies? I think there is a time, there is uh, a time when it's acceptable to tell lies, but just a few lies, not always telling
Okay.
lies.
Okay, Andres. I have to interrupt you because time is up. Sorry.
Okay.
And I would like to ask you now, question number 11. It says, is nightlife changing where you live? In what ways? Once again, as much as you can cover in 40 seconds.
Okay. I remember when I was in high school, the nightlife, it was more quiet and the party at night it finished really early than today. Now today, I think with the reggaeton because at my time when I feel like I was a younger, I am younger already, but at that time I feel younger. So it at that time when I was in a high school, the reggaeton just start, and now is the typical music for the night party.
Okay, thank you, Andres.
Okay.
That would be it for the first part, the individual part. Let's move now to the conversation. You are group 5. Talk about the last time you were really frightened. Okay, guys, we are going to have 2 minutes, similar to the previous part. When time's up, you're gonna like listen to the alarm, and then if you haven't finished, then I will have to interrupt you. When there are 30 seconds left, I will send a message to the chat to let you know like you have 30 seconds left, okay? I'm going to turn my camera off. Probably it takes out a little pressure from you, I think. I don't know. Well, guys,
No.
the same? Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's start.
Okay. Hey, you. How's it going? Andrés, tienes el micrófono apagado.
Mic is off, Andres.
En el Zoom está apagado el micrófono.
Ah, okay, sorry.
Okay.
¿Cómo empezó otra
Again.
vez? Dile.
Hey, dude. How's it going?
Hi, William. To be honest, I am a little bit fading. What about you?
I'm doing all right, but why? Are you okay? What happened?
Man, do you know the English test will be today?
Yes, I do.
Man, I didn't know that. I haven't prepared the exam. Do you know that feeling? I feel like a fading. It is awful. Do you remember when was the last time you feel like this?
Well, let me think. Okay, could be 1 month ago, when I had my appointment in the U.S. Embassy for my J1 visa, and I knew that it could be in English, so I was frightened and nervous. Fortunately, everything was okay, and I got my visa.
Oh, yes, I understand your situation. I think if I had this appointment, I will be really stressful also. But man, I can't miss this exam. This is the only possibility to study English that I have. I feel like somebody hit me on my stomach. I feel like a little bit dizzy and my head hurt me a little bit.
Okay. Yes, my appointment was like a speaking exam, but with a little bit more pressure. So, but I felt breathless and nervous. Mm, what can I say? You try to shoot, you should be calm and try to breathe and do those kind of exercise. I think can work for you.
Okay. Guys, thumbs up. Very good. Well, I wasn't expecting the example of the English exam as the last time that you felt frightened. Okay. Like, I was thinking that maybe like haunting something, a witch or whatever, but not the final exam. Of course, I know that it was just like a conversation. Well, guys, very good. You conveyed the idea. At the end of the day, that's how you felt. The pronunciation, probably the word is a little bit tricky, right? Frightened.
Yes, frightened.
Yeah.
Because it's not frightened. That's not frightened.
Yes, I practice a lot,
It's frightened.
but because I didn't use really a lot, I forgot that.
It's a little bit
That's
tricky.
why I don't want to be part of your fight, just for that word.
Okay, but that was the
It
thing.
is what it is.
Absolutely.
Okay, teacher.
Good. Carlos. Carlos, no. Okay.
William.
Andres.
Yes.
Don't tell Carlos. You said, I can't miss this exam. Maybe you mean I can't fail. Because miss
Fail.
is, for example, that you don't know where an object is. Like you can't find it, right? But in this case, fail is like you get a 0 or another grade. And you said, my head hurt me. Maybe you mean, like you have a headache or something?
Yeah, but I thought that, but I at the moment I draw like this because I feel like I more like a more suspense or something. It's
Okay.
more interesting, something like that.
Okay, could be. And well, guys, from the first part, just aspects of pronunciation, William just said open mind, but that would be open-minded because in that moment you were related to the description, like you are more open-minded in that part. And when you were talking about your grandparents, you said they think so different. They think differently because piensan diferente, but in English we have to use the adverb. So just like to keep that in mind. And then Andres, you said, if you tell lies, people, and you struggle a little bit because you said, people will doesn't know. No, people will don't know. People won't know because will doesn't match with any other auxiliary. Okay,
Yes.
it works by itself. But in general aspects, very good, guys. Just few things, probably because you were frightened a little bit. Remember that we only have tomorrow's day off and we continue cycle B1.3 on Monday. Okay?
Yes.
Be ready to
Okay,
check your
teacher,
grades in the
bye-bye.
system. See you on Monday, guys. Bye.
Okay, have a good one.
Good night.
Good weekend.
Thank you.
Mala vida, yes. Good evening, guys.
Hi, teacher.
Hello, teacher.
How are you?
We were talking about some problems around the world, about the economy, the dollar.
Of
Yes,
course.
teacher.
Of course, of course. Very philosophical questions. Nice. Okay, guys, last but not least, I hope that you had time to practice, to rest. Did you feel nervous? You feel less nervous now? So we can do the speaking part without problems. Guys, let's begin with the individual part. Just to refresh your memory, I'm going to choose 2 questions from here, and you have 40 seconds to answer them. In case that you haven't finished when the time's up, I will interrupt you. Okay, I know that it is not nice, but the idea is to, let's say, respect time as much as possible, and then we will move to the speaking part. Okay? So, let's begin with Johan. Alberto.
Hi, teacher.
Hello. I'm waiting for you to turn your camera on.
Okay. Hola, teacher.
Hello, Johan. There you are. Let's begin with question number 1. Think of 2 ways of getting ahead in your career. Remember, 40 seconds, Johan. Go.
Number 1, think of 2. Okay. I could go to grade school and that's great and become a professor, or I could start a construction company and create my own designs.
Okay. That is the first question, Johan. I would like to ask you question number 7. How would you like to change TV and or radio in your country? Remember, 40 seconds.
I I I will like to see more science and education program on radio and TV.
Okay. That's the first part, Johan. Thank you very much. Let's continue now with Brian Camille.
Yes, teacher, I'm here.
There you are. Very good. Brian, I would like to ask you first question number 4.
Number 4.
Which job would you like to do? And explain.
Okay. I think it's a job in which I have time for myself, and so I can to do, or I can to practice my hobbies, and I can improve in my skills. And I think, for example, when I can learn another language, or I think that.
Brian, very good. I would like to ask you question number 9, of course, in very general aspects, because only 40 seconds. What's the most disappointing movie you have ever seen?
Okay. First, I don't used to watch movies. I prefer series. For example, I remember one series, the name is Peaky Blinders. I didn't like much because in this series talk about war. I don't like the war, sorry. And I think for that reason, I didn't like this.
Okay. Brian, thank you very much. That's all from the first part. Andres, it's your turn now.
Yes, teacher. I don't know what happened. Could you? Yes. All right.
Now I can see you now. Very good. Andres, I would like to ask you question number 8. You suddenly see one of your friends on TV. How would you feel?
Okay. Oh, actually, if I saw one of my friends on TV, I would like feel excited, or I'm proud of him. Yes, it will be a great achievement for him. Yes, I will be really glad to see my friend on TV.
Okay, very good. Let me ask you now. Question number 11. Andres, is nightlife changing where you live? In what ways?
Yes, I think yes. That my life is changing where I live, because there are more restaurants, bars, and clubs opening up, providing diverse options to taste different kind of food. Option for individual person taste or enjoy their evening out. So yes, the nightlife is changing where I live.
Okay, very good, and that's good timing. Well, guys, the collaborative part, finally, you are group number 3. In your case, you have to talk about what had happened the previous evening. Just to refresh your memory, yes, turn your camera, it's very good. Remember that you have up to 2 minutes, similar to the previous part. Well, we didn't have that issue in particular, but if time's up and you haven't finished, then I would have to interrupt you. Anyway, when 30 seconds are left, I will send you a message to letting you know that you have 30 seconds to finish the conversation. Okay, and that would be it. I'm going to turn my camera off so you can speak freely, I hope. Well, guys, let's start.
Okay, teacher, thank you. Okay, this conversation is about three guys who worked together and they are talking about what happened last night. Okay, hello guys, how are you? How you doing?
Hi, Brian. How's it going? Thanks for asking me. I'm really good. What about you, Johan?
I'm fine. Hello, Andres. Hello, Brian. How are you tonight, Brian?
Okay,
How are
I am really tired because I didn't sleep much. I have a little bit hangover.
Okay, about my last night was fun. I went to have dinner with some friend, and we celebrate a friend's birthday, and that's it. And what about you, Johan? What did you do?
I couldn't sleep much. My dog got sick and worried all night long.
Oh, so sorry, but did you take your goat to the vet?
Yes, I did. It was very hit, but unfortunately it is better.
Okay, that is nice. I'm glad for you and I'm glad for your pet too.
Okay. Where do you have a hunger, Brian?
Okay, I went in a restaurant with my girlfriend last night, and after we decided to go disco bar, and we got a lot of drink, and for this reason, I have a little bit hangover.
Okay, Brian, that sounds good, but sorry for the hangover, of course. Fortunately, in my case, I don't have hangover. I just went to eat and I had soda because probably if I got a lot of drink, I will be sick the next day. So, yes.
Yes. Hey guys, let's go to work, and we will continue talking about that at time lunch if you want.
Okay, guys, thank you. Have a great working day and we'll see you there.
See you at lunch. Bye.
See you. Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye, guys. Thank you.
Good timing. Okay, guys, very good. Let me turn this off. Nice. Well, you come by to talk about what you had done the previous night. That was the idea on that part. At the end, I understood that you were talking about hangover. I gotten like hunger or something like that, but now I got what you meant. Let's talk about the first question before we go in here. In the case of Johan, will you answer straight to the point? Maybe for the next time, like, let's try to add a little bit of extra information. Okay, Johan? Because your answers were good, but you took only like 10 seconds out of the 40 seconds. So maybe you were, I don't know, thinking about you didn't have like enough time to answer the whole thing and you gave your answer like pretty clear and that was it, but let's try to expand a little bit more, okay? And the pronunciation of business, you said business, keep that in mind. That was only it. Brian, in your question number 4, in a moment you said I can to play, but then you used can again and you use it properly. That was the only thing that you said. And in the case of Andres, when I was asking you question number 8, talking about your friend on TV, you said I would really be glad, or I would really feel glad, like we need the verb on that part, okay? But guys, in general aspects, of course, it was really good. Remember, guys, that we only have tomorrow as day off, that Laura Juliana and I have to upload the grades to the system as fast as possible because we begin B1.3 on Monday. Okay? Guys, did you have any questions?
No, teacher, thank you so much.
Okay,
Teacher,
okay.
thank you.
Guys,
Have a great
thank you for
night.
waiting. See you on Monday. Bye-bye.
See you, teacher. See you guys.